Hello everyone, welcome to What's Crafting Wednesday. Today we're going to be doing a stepped up version of last week's card. So we will start though with our drawing. I have names here from the comments and I'll drop them in my little gift bag. Shake them up a bit. Okay, let's mix them up here. And let me see. And I have Jennifer. Congratulations, Jennifer. I will get these to you. And thank you everyone for your comments. This was last week's card. A clean and simple card. And today we will be making this card, which is based on the same card style, but it's a slightly stepped up version. So let's get started. It's a mint macaron card base. I have put the envelope off to the side. And I have mint macaron cardstock here. It's cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and it will be scored at 4 1/4. And I have a funny story about tonight's card. Using this gorgeous hand penned DSP. The patterns in here are just so pretty. The colors and the flowers. There's 3 of them. There's a couple more. So anyway, I took the DSP out. I knew what the card looked like I wanted to make. I cut the DSP. I cut the cardstock, and when I went to assemble the card, it didn't look right. I had cut soft succulent and fresh freesia. I did not look at the colors of the DSP. I just assumed it was new DSP in the catalog and it was the new in colors. So I should know that one should never assume. I even say that about things, but I assumed. So off I went and recut my cardstock. So it is mint macaron, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I have a basic white at 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. And I have a piece of Highland Heather. It is 1 1/4 by 4. And this piece of DSP is 1 by 4. And this one here is 4 1/4 by 4. And we'll be using mint macaron, Highland Heather, and Daffodil Delight ink, along with the Floral Squares dies and the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set. And I have everything cut here. This piece of basic white is 2 1/8 by 2 1/8, and I have the die cut and the floral layer. So let's get started. We just scored this at 4 1/4. Give it a nice crease. And then the 4 1/4 by 4-inch DSP. We will glue this to the card base. Do you hear Harry? He's outside. Guess he wants to say hello to everyone. You just put it off to the right so you have your little border. And then this is not cut right. Oh, let me just trim this down. Let me see. Yeah, I cut it at 1 1/2 instead of 1 1/4. So let's just fix that. that was an easy fix. And this piece of DSP gets adhered to the piece of Highland Heather cardstock. And it just gets centered on there. And then this will get adhered to the card front. It's going to overlap this just a little bit. And just make sure it's evenly spaced. Gorgeous paper, isn't it? And we'll put this off to the side. And the die cut gets adhered to the basic white base. Just put a little bit of glue in the center, the flowers and the leaves, and then just around the border here. And remember, you don't want to put too much because you don't want it to seep out. And just center it here. And then we're going to adhere this to the card front. Just down in the corner so you have evenly spaced around it. And then I adhered the flower. First I curled the petals a little bit. You just take the bone folder and just gently curl the petals. Breaks down the fiber in the cardstock a little bit so the petals will curl. And I used a dimensional on the back because it looks nice popped up. And then you do just have to make sure you have this flower the right way. I'll probably have to make a complete turn until I get it right. As I said, a complete turn. There, is that the right way? Nope, not yet. Okay, there we go. Isn't it pretty that looks popped up? And then I did put in colored jewel, and these are pale papaya, but I thought it did look nice because this here is Daffodil Delight. I first tried the champagne rhinestones, but I didn't think they were yellow enough with this. And now for the inside and the envelope. I did the same as last week. I stamped the happy birthday and the little flowers, but I stepped it up a little bit with flowers in the corners as well. And the happy birthday is being stamped in mint macaron. And just center it here. I apologize, last week I saw that my hair got in the video quite a few times. I will try not to do that. And then the Highland Heather flowers, just along the happy birthday. And then I also stamped them in the corners, and I stamped them off the edge of the paper a little bit. So it doesn't have the full flower on the corners. And then Daffodil Delight for the centers. Highland Heather and Daffodil Delight are so pretty together. And now this gets adhered in the inside of the card. also be adding the in color jewels to the centers here. I used the larger one on the front, and on the inside we're going to use the smaller ones. And then onto the envelope. Here we have it, and I did the same. I stamped the flower, but then I just added leaves as well. So we'll start with the Highland Heather flower. And the Daffodil Delight center. And then a couple of mint macaron leaves. And let's see, I put one going down there, and we'll put one over here. And there you have it. So here's the envelope. I think this one was my sample, and I think this is the one that I just made now. And we'll just compare this with last week's card. So you can see it is the same card style, same design. This here is clean and simple, but also it is more of a beginner card. It doesn't have a lot of stamping, doesn't have a lot of layers. And here we stepped this one up a bit with some extra DSP and another layer here, another mounting layer. And then the inside was stepped up a bit, adding the flowers in the corners. And then the envelope was stepped up a bit, adding the leaves to the flower on the front. Okay, everyone, I would love to know what you think about tonight's card. Also compared with last week's card, with our clean and simple beginner one, and our stepped up intermediate card tonight. Tell me what you think about this DSP. I think this is just so gorgeous. Anyone that knows me knows purple is my favorite color, any shade of it. So absolutely beautiful, this paper. We do have our DSP sale still going on. That's through the end of the month. There are 9 patterns of DSP from the annual catalog that are 15% off. The hand penned is one of them, as is last week's DSP, which is the, I know it has symmetry in the name of it. I'm sorry, it escapes me at the moment. So everyone, I look forward to your comments. Tell me what you think about tonight's card, the DSP. Also, let me know next week. Would you like me to do this same card style, stepped up yet again as an advanced stamper card, or would you like to see something different next week? So I thank everyone for joining me tonight. Have a wonderful crafty week, and I will see you back here next Wednesday at 7 for What's Crafting Wednesday. Thanks everyone. Bye.